Hello and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name's Christian and today we're going to be taking a look at a 28mm plastic Soviet soldier from the company Warlord Games, and it's part of their new plastic Soviet set, and it's a lovely figure indeed. We've already seen it as a review video, so today we're going to be looking at how I go about painting them. It's a very simple process, very quick. There's a few technical difficulties in this video, so I do apologize for that. They're towards the end of the video, so you should be able to watch most of it without having too many issues. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at how I paint this. A massive thank you goes out to Warlord for sending me out this sample and the box set for review. It was really kind of you, and I can't wait to show all of you how I paint this soldier. All right, enough of me rambling on. Let's get straight into the rest of this video. Now, if you want to pick up this box set, you can find it at the Warlord Games website. Go under Soviet Union, and then you can see all of the new Soviet Union stuff there. I'd really recommend the Forward to Berlin Soviet Starter Armor box set. If you do like these sculpts and you want to get your hands on a new Soviet force, obviously you can just get the infantry too, but make the most of these box sets if you're in the market for a new force, because you normally get a bit of a discount and you get some cool other additional items in there. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at how I paint these in just a mo, so stay tuned and let's take a look at how I paint it. So to start off with, I'm going to be base coating the uniform, the Russian uniform, in US Field Drab. I'm going to be coating that all over the model. And what I forgot to mention on the previous screen with the showing of the actual models from the store is I have an affiliate link, so please do click that one if you want to purchase anything from Warlord Games. It really would mean a lot to me. Alright, so Russian uniform is what I'm going to be using for his helmet. You could also use this for some of his pouches as well, but you could also change it up with different shades of green and khaki, which we're going to do in just a short while. So using this for his helmet, as well as that satchel that will go across his body. Then German camo medium brown is what I'm going to be using for his webbing. So that's his belt and any other sort of brown leather items that he might have. So potentially like a pistol holster. You can see here that I'm painting his rifle pouches as well. I'm not sure if chaps with a PPSH would have had rifle pouches. I don't really know too much about the Russian uniform, to be honest, but yeah, I'm just painting them in the same color, as well as his watch that's on his wrist there. And then I'm using khaki grey for his water bottle. As I said, you can use different shades of green and browns and khakis for this. It seemed like there was quite a bit of variety in their equipment, but khaki grey is what I've gone for. And then to mix it up for this pouch here, which has, I'm assuming, is PPSH magazines in, I'm going to be painting that up in khaki. So just covering that all in khaki. Again, using a really nice tipped brush, a size 0 brush, and the brush that I'm using is the video description if you want to know what it is. And you can see I'm painting the chin strap in that same colour too. And then for any wooden areas, I'm going to be painting those in flat earth. So obviously if you had any other wooden items like a shovel or something as such, we're painting that in this colour. You can also paint his hair if it's visible in this colour too. And then for those metal areas, I'm going to be using black grey. So these new sculpts from Warlord Games for their Russians are actually really nice. I've reviewed them. I think they're absolutely great. A lot of the new plastic stuff that's been coming out from Warlord Games has been really good stuff, and they look fantastic once painted up. Now, using that same colour, I'm going to be painting the top of his water bottle in that colour too, as well as the watch part of his watch, if that makes any sense. And then for his boots, I'm going to be painting them in black. So taking my time, you can weather these however you want to on the basing stage, but for now we'll just paint them in black, and then we can weather them up in with brown dust and whatnot to make them look a little bit more realistic. And then once you've got that down, you can give your model a nice wash of no oil and Lafme medium at a 1:1 ratio, and just making sure that I give it a nice wash, not too much of the wash. I know I've applied quite a lot of it here, but I will go up with a dry brush and just get rid of some of the excess wash so it hasn't pulled on the flat surfaces and it's only in the recesses. Now with that done, I'm going to go over the uniform again with US Field Drab. So this is the same colour we used for the base coat. And I'm literally just going over the entire area again, but leaving that original base colour that's been washed in the recesses, and everywhere else is going to get a nice layer of this particular paint. And then we're going to lighten it up slightly and go over the areas again, just to sort of blend them in really nicely, make them look a little bit worn but not too unrealistic. You might also notice that I've painted the rest of the model. I'm literally just doing his torso because everything else is done in terms of the uniform in this shot. Now it looks pretty untidy at the minute, but once we give it some US field drab and German camo beige at a 1:1 ratio, and we go over all those areas again, but again just leaving a little bit of that colour that we've just applied coming through this second layer. So we're just blending the colours in nicely, trying to make them look a little bit more worn, putting it on those raised areas, but not applying a whole lot of it. And you can see I'm using the tip of my brush to really do all of the work here. You can see there that I'm going over the top of that raised area, but leaving some in between each of those creases. Then for the helmet, I'm going to go over it again with Russian uniform World War II with a dry brush, and I'm just dry brushing that helmet. Try to make sure you get the bulk of the paint off, and just use that dry brush and let it make that helmet look worn. And then you can add some German camo beige to the mixture at a 1:1 ratio, and just focus on the top of the helmet with a subtle little dry brush. You can see I'm not applying too much of that dry brush, and try and capture just the rim of the helmet as well. Now with that German camo medium brown, so the webbing and the belt strap, just go over it again, pretty much repainting it all on again, but perhaps just try and leave a little bit of that washed base color in the middle of the belt, for example, so it looks like the belt's just got a little bit of wear on it and it's sort of bending in on itself, and then you can paint the various parts of the rifle pouch. And then copying the same technique, but this time using German camo medium brown and orange brown at a 1:1 ratio, making it a little bit more of a worn leather look. You can see there perfectly in that previous shot how I've just put a little bit on the top and the bottom of that belt. Now khaki grey is what I'm going to be going with the water bottle. There's lots of details on these Warlord Games figures, so it makes painting them really straightforward. Sorry, it's out of focus here, but you get the gist. I'm literally just repainting that water bottle, but leaving that original colour in the recesses there. And the same for khaki, but we're going to give it another colour to blend it in a bit better after this, make it look a little bit more worn. We didn't do that with a khaki grey because I just didn't think it was worth it for a water bottle, but you can add a bit of beige to it if you really want to, or some English uniform, whatever you want to do. But you can see this nice little pouch is going to really pop once we give it a bit of a brighter colour. And don't forget the chin strap as well. And with that done, we can add some stone grey to the mixture. So you could also add some beige if you wanted to, if you don't want to add too many paints. But I like stone grey for this. It makes it look a little bit more worn, and probably a lot more lighter. Sorry. So yeah, just going over those areas again with this colour and just blending the two together nicely. See, I'm just scratching in and I'm letting the paintbrush do the work. So I'm just scratching away very little tiny bits at a time. With the chin strap, I'm just adding a little bit of detail as I can do, and then moving on to the flat earth. So the flat earth is what I'm going to be using for the wooden areas, as I said, and just scratching it in to try and simulate those wood grains. Sorry about the focus again, guys. It's playing silly buggers with me today, but I'm just scratching in that flat earth, and then I'm repeating the process by adding in some orange brown at a 1:1 ratio and just scratching it in. And you can see, even though it's out of focus, that orange is just popping through. It's giving it a really nice worn but new wood colour for the stock of that PPSH. And then black grey is what I'm going to be using for the metal areas. You can already tell that just by this black grey, you could probably just get away with just adding some more black grey on there. You can already tell all the details are popping through after it's had a nice wash. You could just leave it at black grey, but I do like to go a little bit crazy, as we're about to see. So repeating the process, but with black grey and basalt grey at a 1:1 ratio. I'm just going over all of what I've just done before, but just adding in a lighter amount, so not covering the whole area, probably just the areas that would have exposure to like sunlight and such, and just trying to make that really stand out a little bit more. And then finally basalt grey. So I'm really paying a lot of attention to this PPSH. You can see I'm just adding in a little bit of detail on that iron sight, just adding a little line on the top there, again where the sun would be hitting that PPSH, on the bolt there, on the side of the magazine, and then just on each part of the muzzle there. Now for the skin, I'm going to be using light flesh from AK Interactive. And just this is where you really have to pay a bit more attention, because you've pretty much finished the model, but you just need to finish the skin. And whilst that's drying, I'm just going to add flat red to his shoulder tabs here, just making sure that we give this model a nice little bit of detail. And then flesh wash is what I'm going to be using to wash the skin tone, or the skin. I'm going to leave the skin here. If you want to see how I paint skin, I will leave a link to the previous 28mm video that I did where I painted skin, and you can see it all on there. Then burnt umber is what I'm going to use to finish off this model, and that's going to be used to paint the buttons on his jacket as well as on the pouch of his PPSH. So there we have it, guys, a 28mm Soviet soldier from the Second World War, obviously part of the new Warlord Games new Soviet Infantry, the plastic sprue, and I gotta say it's come out very nicely, a pleasure to paint, and the actual sprue itself is fantastic. I would really recommend grabbing a sprue if you can, or grabbing a set. I think they've got a sale on at the moment of the making of this video. That might have gone by now, hopefully not, especially for those sprues, so you can get yourself a little bargain if you want to. And if you want to use that affiliate link, I would really appreciate it. I promise I'm not trying to force you to do it. But with all of that said, yeah, absolutely lovely, and a massive thank you goes out to the team at Warlord Games for sending me out this sample and for supporting the channel like they always do. All of them, they are absolute legends. Now, a massive thank you also goes out to my Patreons and YouTube channel members. You guys are absolutely awesome. I really do appreciate the support I've got. I've grown significantly the last month, and I really am so grateful to all of you for the support you've shown, especially those Panzer races. So that's Patrick, Oscar, James, Panzer Jim, Colin, Lack of Foresight Gaming, Mike, Mikey, Eric, Rothgar, Ian, Adam Model Painter, Aislinn, and Seti. You guys are all absolute champions. Thank you so much for being those aces. You really don't understand how much I do appreciate it. Alright guys, leave me a comment below if you've enjoyed this video, if you want to see more Russians, and until then, I will catch you at the next one.